Hey guys, Skyler here from the Mint Change You Can Wear. Today I want to show you a new punch and die set I started using from Pepetools. They call theirs a combination disc cutter. A lot of us, when we started in the coin ring industry, we started using tools from Harbor Freight, a lot of lower quality punch and die sets. And if you use those for any period of time, you know there's some real deficiencies there with them, and they have some real shortcomings. If you plan on making high quality coin rings that turn out looking really nice, you know, the thing that's very foundational to all that is a perfectly centered hole. So when I got this Pepetools combination disc cutter, I was really surprised at the difference between the two. And before we get started using it, I was wanting to show you a couple things that distinguish this one from most others. So the first obvious thing about it is there's a whole lot more selection as far as size you can do. It goes from 1 inch all the way down to 1/8 inch. For me, that's a big deal because it gives me a lot more options, and with options comes possibilities, especially when you're dealing with a lot of foreign coins. And there are all kinds of different sizes, so you have those in-between sizes. It makes a big difference for making the perfect coin ring. Another really important thing about it is this top plate never can be misaligned from this bottom plate. These 3 pins here are stationary, and it holds that thing perfectly in place. And if you've ever used a Harbor Freight punch and die set, here's one of my old ones. That came from the factory, you know, misaligned. The top and bottom are misaligned. And they can become misaligned as well. And unknowingly, I started to go punch a hole in there, and it shattered it because the punch contacted the plate down below. So it ruined my punch and die set, ruined my punch. And actually, this is a different punch from a different set, but the same exact thing happened from it. So it happened more than once to me. So when you get a quality tool like this, you know it's going to last a lifetime because it's not going to have those kind of problems. Another really interesting thing about it is this plate, top plate, can move up and down on here. So you can put your coin in, slide it in, and once you have it aligned, you can lock it down in place. That way, when you're going to punch something, that coin's never ever going to move. And say you're doing a $20 gold piece or something really expensive, that's important. You want to make darn sure you put a $1,400 coin, or however much those expensive coins can be, you want to make sure it stays in one place as you punch it. Because if you mess it up, that can be a real problem. Another cool feature about these, if you flip it over and look at the back side, there's relief in these holes. So that way when you punch your coin, it gets bigger towards the bottom, and then that way the punch will fall right through along with your plug. Nothing gets stuck. And they follow that same exact idea on with the punches too. The base of it, where the cutting edge is the true size, and then they give it a little relief in the back. So that way it slides right through really easily once you get done punching through your material. And another nice feature is it has a 7-degree pitch on this cutting angle, so that way it'll slice through your material with a lot less pressure. So now that I've gone over some of the differences with this punch, I'm going to show you how I use it to punch a hole into a coin. So the very first step in punching a center hole in your coin is picking your size you're going to punch through. So with this coin, it's going to be a 5/8 inch hole. And that means I'm going to need to draw a circle slightly smaller than 5/8 of an inch, so that way I can see the black lines through the hole of the disc cutter when I start to punch it. And the way I do that is I get a piece of material about like this, usually about 2 paint sticks, 3 paint sticks thick, or melamine, whatever material's handy, but something that keeps your marker up off the table with. So you put your coin right up against it there, and you put your marker held stationary here on this piece of material, and then you'll start to spin the coin. And this is going to produce an exactly perfectly centered circle. So now that we have a perfectly centered circle on our coin, we can go ahead and put it into the disc cutter now. So basically the way I do this is I open this thing up and then I take a little piece of paper or something that'll hold my coin onto it. That way I can adjust it more easily when it's inside of the disc cutter. And then I'll go ahead and line this thing up. And also, when you go to clamp it down, it's nice to have another coin or something of the same thickness on the other side, so when you do clamp it down, everything stays nice and even and nice and straight and ready to punch. So once we get this thing lined up, we'll go ahead and clamp it down. All we're trying to do is make sure that black line is perfectly equal all the way around in that hole. We'll know where center. It's about right there. So now once we have it all lined up like that, we'll go ahead and clamp it down nice and tight, and then we'll go on to punching it. So when it comes to punching, we have a few options. They provide this urethane pad that you can put underneath of it, and you can take your punch and then smack it with a mallet. if you were to do it that way. I like personally to put it in my 6-ton press and just press it through. It's a lot more controlled and even. Another thing they supply is this Pepe lube. Is what you use it for. You basically just put it on your punch and it'll help everything slide through with a lot less friction. Less friction means less force, and less force is really what you want to use. So now what I'm going to do is put this in here and press it through with my press. So now that it's all lined up in there, I'm going to go ahead and press it down. There's the plug. Falls right out. That is the beauty of having that relief on that, is it falls right out without having to press it all the way through. Now that we've punched our hole, all we got to do is loosen this up and pull our coin out. And now we have ourselves a perfectly centered hole, all punched out and ready to start making our coin ring. So if you're looking to buy a punch and die set, and you're looking for something that you want to buy once and that's it, never have to buy another one again, I would really recommend this Pepetools combination disc cutter. Just really high quality, and if you're looking to do high quality rings, a nice high quality tool is what you're looking for. And as always guys, thank you for watching, and check out my website www.changeyoucanwear.net to check out my finished coin rings.